A real-life story of a raw agent who fled to USA after leaking national secrets to an American intelligence agency, actors like Ali Fazal, Tabu, and yet it's Vishal Bhardwaj who falls short? Hey all, my name is Sucharita. Welcome back to my channel. Here's a request. Before we move ahead, you see how close we are getting to 100k? Share this review in your circles and help me get there. Today we're talking about Vishal Bhardwaj's Khufiya, now streaming on Netflix.
मुझे मालूम है आप कौन है, कृष्णा मेहरा, मगर हमारी दुनिया में KM.
Based on the book Escape to Nowhere, which in turn was inspired by real-life events, Khufiya is an espionage story with a little bit of love and some murders thrown in. Tabu is Krishna Mehra, also known as KM, a high-level R&AW operative. Along with Ashish Vidyarthi and other colleagues, she's investigating Ali Fazal's Ravi, suspected of leaking secrets to the CIA. Wamiqa Gabbi is Ravi's wife Charu, unaware of his deshdrohi perhaps ways. Is he really the mole? Will he get away with it? Sounds fun because it is. Even more exciting knowing it's inspired by the real-life story of an actual joint secretary of R&AW. More on that at the end of this video. You watch Aakhir Tak, I'll tell you. I couldn't have been more excited for this film. Actors I love, a director cinephile can't get enough of, who's been missing for so many years, and yet Khufiya mostly left me with a feeling of mild boredom. Farhad Ahmed Delvi returns as cinematographer after Kutte, and the young artist creates stunning opening shots, consistent with Bhardwaj's intriguing style. A female silhouette in the rain, neon lights in the night, unknown street, a mystery is afoot. In a voiceover, you hear KM start talking about a woman she seems to know too closely, pausing to talk about the mole between her collarbones, which leads to a cheeky segue into a conversation about her mole in the R&AW. I couldn't quite figure out who KM was talking to in that voiceover, but the sequence is gripping enough to not allow my mind to wander further towards these questions.
मुझसे वफादारी साबित करने के लिए उसने अपनी जान दांव पे लगा दी.
Also very intriguing is the opening text that appears talking about the aftermath of the 1999 war. जिसके बाद both India and Pakistan were seemingly interested in influencing the politics of Bangladesh. This gave me pause, I'm not gonna lie. If VB is choosing to mention India-Pakistan right up front, things are either about to get too honest or maybe dishonest and at worst nationalistic. Naturally, I held my breath for a long time to see either of these two above subplots unfold and give me release. Neither happens. We do find out more about the woman KM was seemingly describing on that rainy night, but as soon as we come close to caring about this mystery woman, her mission, her cause, our attention is yanked away in a different direction. Hath ko aaya, muh na laga, and this just kept happening over and over again. The narratives keep changing. Oh, and the India-Pakistan info up front, it's never really referred to again. So my big complaint with Khufiya is the disbalance between its promise and the little things the film gets almost lazy about. With loving attention to detail, Vishal Bhardwaj slowly expands his universe. Two operatives don't just set up a spy operation across the street from Ravi, it's inside a Mother Dairy booth, a uniquely Delhi offering. Azmeri Haq Badon as Hina is not just a femme fatale eager to put herself in danger. She's also an only child taking care of an old and possibly disabled father when not actively seducing men and women. Ravi's mother is not just your bahu-hating mother-in-law, she is more aware of the things going on around her than she lets on. A role a scene-stealing Navnindra Behel is simply fabulous in. I dare say it's her and Tabu that kept Khufiya from becoming completely uninteresting to watch. And yet when contrived dialogue like "Aakhir hamara shak sahi nikla" is heard, you can't help but wonder, where is the QC? And why is a moment like this allowed in this film? An even bigger offender is KM's relationship with her teenage son, being written with the nuance and elegance of a teenager trying to sound cool to his friends. At a fancy restaurant, the kid, mad at his mother for missing his school play performance where he's playing Brutus because obviously Shakespeare has to show up, suddenly comments on how beautiful his mother is, asking his father, "Dad, how could you let go of such a beauty, yaar?" It's so painfully a deliberate attempt to underline how cool this modern family dynamic is. Not to mention KM obviously struggles with balancing work and a personal life, because even when we have the mighty Tabu ready to take on this weird, complex female character, we can't help but highlight how women must sacrifice one side of their lives to become awesome at the other. What does his father do and why he has all the time in the world to be with the son? We never find out. He must have it together.
Where is this money coming from, yaar? Tell me the truth. That's a secret.
With writer Rohan Narula, Vishal Bhardwaj tasks Wamiqa Gabbi with even more of a male-gazy manic pixie housewife character. What must women do when their husbands are away? Smoke hand-rolled joints and dance to old Hindi songs in their underwear, of course. Even when circumstances force a personality change in Charu, a scene with her father is inserted to explain how even an animal would lose their minds if they go through what Charu has been through. Are we not confident in the writing of her character? Her father has not been seen before this shot and is never heard from again, only exists in this brief moment in time to tell the viewer how we must feel about Charu. Wamiqa is trying with all her might, but unfortunately she chooses to play every beat of Charu's emotional arc as a derivative stereotype we've seen somewhere before. The silly, unaware housewife, the grieving mother. Even when she's a woman with a secret, there's little freshness or newness on offer. One can predict her next move because every move seems to be inspired by the Hindi movies she likes to watch. We watched them too.
मेरी सोच इस देश की सोच से शायद थोड़ी आगे है, that's my crime, but I'm not a देशद्रोही. I'm a bloody patriot.
Well, Ali Fazal I'm happy to watch delivering a monologue to a wall if he chooses to shoot that and put it up as a performance piece. With his character Ravi Mohan, despite Ravi being the focal point of the whole shebang, the actor doesn't seem to have a whole lot to work with, at least in the first half of the film, which is where I would have liked to have gotten to know Ravi a little bit better. Very impassionately he yells at Charu that he's a patriot, he's not a deshdrohi, which is well and good. But what led him to this point? We only kind of sort of find out in the last 30-40 minutes when the film starts to tie its many loose ends together, offering up some closure as characters with all their secrets finally come face to face. What is making Ravi do the things he does? Is it that easy to leak national secrets? Pakistan ka kya hua?
Oh hell.
Portia has left the building.
Julius Caesar पधारे नहीं अब तक.
Every time I drifted away, Tabu's sardonic dialogue delivery kept pulling me back in. Now here's a weird comparison to make, but hear me out. Like Owen Wilson in the recently released but very disappointing Loki Season 2, it's almost calming to see an actor play a character aware of the absurdity of the situation they're all in. Tabu says, Julius Caesar padhare nahi hai abhi tak, with the derisiveness of a woman who doesn't want to do the job this afternoon, but she knows the whole establishment is riding on her being able to perform. Also, I fully fail to understand why a Vishal Bhardwaj movie in some of its most crucial scenes makes the choice to cast some of the worst American actors I've seen in a minute. An obviously British actor doing a terribly fake American accent has an actual important role to play, and it's unfortunately executed with zero finesse. Another incapable junior artist is hired to play a singer performing on stage right next to a robust Rahul Ram, who in turn is bringing his lifetime of stage performing experience to the part of this cult leader of sorts. इतना सुंदर सब कुछ सजाया है तो ये छोटी छोटी easily fixable चीजें overlook. I don't understand why. Like I said abhi upar, I found the movie gripping only in its final act. The action moves to a small American suburb and you find out just how deep the rabbit hole goes. I just wish the wait to get to that point wasn't this long and unrewarding. आप देखो फिल्म Netflix पर और बताओ मुझे.
24 घंटे दे रही हूँ, ढाका निकल जाओ.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, Khufiya is 24 R&AW officers apparently involved थे with the real Joint Secretary Rabinder Singh, whose life inspired the Amar Bhushan book Escape to Nowhere, जिसकी adaptation ये film है. जब से मैंने ये movie देखी है, I haven't been able to stop reading about Rabinder Singh, who died as he lived mysteriously. I'll add a few links in the description under this video. Articles I found from 2004 when he deflected from India to Nepal to US on a fake passport. It's bari cool. पढ़ना time निकाल के. लेकिन पढ़ने से पहले subscribe to my channel so we cross that 100,000 and move on to the next 100, I guess. My name is Sucharita. Thank you for stopping by.